say a short prayer and start. I don't think anybody else is joining. Maybe Rima will join at the end. The rest are all here, right? Eyes closed, back straight, stomach in. Take a deep breath, everybody. Om Sahana Avatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahe Tejashvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. So now that we have said Om Shanti, we need to start with peace. Go ahead.
Ma'am, should I start first?
Yes, Nobina, do.
Please start.
Okay. Peace by Swami Vivekananda. Behold, it comes in might, the power that is not power, the light that is in darkness, the shade in dazzling light. It is joy that never spoke, and grief unveiled, profound, immortal life unleaved, eternal death unmourned. It is not joy nor sorrow, but that which is between. It is not night nor morrow, but that which joins them in. It is sweet rest in music and pause in sacred art. The silence between speaking, between two fits of passion. It is the calm of heart. It is beauty never seen, and love that stands alone. It is song that leaves unsung, and knowledge never known. It is death between two lives, and lull between two storms, the void whence rose creation, and that where it returns. To it the teardrop goes to spread the smiling from it is the goal of life, and peace its only home. Thank you, ma'am.
An improvement over the last time. Yes, Priya ma'am?
Yes. There are a few pronunciations which you need to work upon.
Yes.
Nobina Arekbar, I think griff, aromatic bolli, it'll be grief.
Breathe.
So just say it once again.
Ma'am, from the first?
Yes. There's few words that I need to
Okay, ma'am.
point out. I didn't want to stop you, interrupt you when you were in your flow. Go ahead.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
এবারটা কিন্তু প্রিয়া ম্যাম ইন্টারাপ্ট করবে বা আমার চোখে পড়লে আমি ইন্টারাপ্ট করবো, so don't mind, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Behold, it comes in might, the power that is not power, the light that is in darkness, the shade in dazzling light. It is joy that never spoke, and grief unfeigned.
Never. Never and grief. Okay?
And grief,
Never.
oh, okay, ma'am. It is joy that never spoke, and grief unfelt, profound. Immortal life unlived, eternal death unmourned. It is not joy nor sorrow, but that which is between. It is not night nor morrow, but that which joins them in. It is sweet rest in music and pause in sacred art. The silence,
Sacred. Okay, it is sweet. Not sweet, but sweet
Wait.
and sacred.
okay, ma'am. It is sweet rest in music and pause in sacred art. The silence
Earth.
between
Are you saying earth? It's earth.
Earth.
Art, and pause in sacred art. The silence between speaking, between two fits of passion, it is the calm of heart. It is beauty never seen, and love that stands alone. It is song that leaves unsung, and knowledge never known. It is death between two lives, and love between two storms. The voice swells rose creation, and that's where it returns. To it, the teardrop goes to spread the smiling form. It is the goal of life and peace, its only home.
Okay. It's only home.
নবীনা,
Okay.
তুমি না এই যে প্রনাউন্সিয়েশনস গুলো পারলে একটু বাংলায় সাইডে লিখে নাও। লাইক আবারও তুমি কিন্তু লাইক সি ইফ ইউ আর প্রনাউন্সিং আর্থ, এখানে কিন্তু দুটো vowel sound আছে which are extended vowel sounds. Alright, earth, earth na,
Okay, ma'am.
earth,
Ma'am,
sacred.
Okay, ma'am.
ma'am, sorry, but the word is art. A-R-T.
Which one?
No.
Okay, it's not earth, it's art.
Yes,
Art.
ma'am, it is
Okay,
art.
art.
Okay, my mistake.
Okay. Okay, sorry. I was also not seeing because I'm outside. I'm just hearing. What is it? Art. A-R-T.
Yes,
Ha,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Sacred and pause in sacred art, A-R-T.
Okay, sacred art. Okay.
Yeah, to match with heart. Acha, I was very impressed the other day. I think these sessions we used to take, Anita ma'am, Brishti ma'am, and I would like to share with all of you. There's this girl, remember Brishti, her name is Kriti.
Kriti.
So we were doing a bit of reading in one of the basic classes where she is, and একজন অন্য কেউ পড়ছিল রিডিংটা পড়ে আর it was something, oh, Tom Sawyer. It is about the white, if you all remember, if you remember, it was the white marble with which he tempted Jim the errand boy, remember?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
to paint
Remember
the
that
fence.
portion?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other girl in question, she said marble, like that. And Kriti was she was just sitting over there listening to this, and of course following Boitheke. And she turned around of her own, and I didn't again interrupt, because we have a kind of unsaid rule, huh? Don't keep interrupting, because otherwise the children, they get very irritated, and that flow is lost. So I just kept quiet, and of course in a reading class like that, এত সূক্ষ্ম প্রনাউন্সিয়েশনটা আমি বলতে চাইনি বেসিক ক্লাসে। But she turned around, and to my utter surprise, she said the word is marble and not marble. And I could have danced with joy. I felt so happy. I said all of that rubbing off for months. I mean, every day practically we used to have a rehearsal, and really that was a big time reward. Yeah. So who's next?
Sure.
Rima, hi. Good evening. How was
Good
your
evening,
day?
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
can I go next?
It was good, ma'am.
All right. Yes, Rahini, you can go rest. Next.
Yes, ma'am. Peace. Behold, it comes in might, the power that is not power, the light that is in darkness, the shade in dazzling light. It is joy that never spoke, and grief unfelt, profound. Immortal life unlived, eternal death unmourned. It is not joy nor sorrow, but that which is between. It is not night nor morrow, but that which joins them in. It is sweet rest in music and pause in sacred art, the silence in between speaking, between two fits of passion. It is the calm of heart. It is beauty never seen, and love that stands alone. It is song that lives unsung, and knowledge never known. It is death between two lives, and lull between two storms, the void whence rose creation, and that where it returns. To it the teardrop goes, to spread the smiling form. It is the goal of life, and peace its only home.
Very good. Clap, 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 clap. Very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
প্রত্যেকটা প্রনাউন্সিয়েশন খুব ক্লিয়ার হয়েছে।
Thank you, ma'am.
নেক্সট কে বলবে?
Shomona, Srijata.
সুমনা
ma'am.
বোধ-
ম্যাম বলবো?
হ্যাঁ বলো।
Peace. Behold, it comes in mind. The power that is not power. The light that is in the darkness. The shade that light. It is joy that never spoke, and grief unfelt, profound. Immortal life unlived, eternal death unmourned. It is not joy nor sorrow, but that which is between. It is not night nor morrow, but that which joins them in. It is sweet rest in music and pause in sacred art. Silence between speaking, between two fits of passion. It is the calm of heart. It is beauty never seen, and love that stands alone. It is song that lives unsung, and knowledge never. It is death between two lives, and lull between two storms. The void whence rose creation, and that where it returns. To it the teardrop goes, spread the smiling form. It is the goal of life, and peace its only home.
বেশ, সুজাতা, that was good. It is. বর্ণিনী,
Yes, ma'am.
বল কি খবর?
ম্যাম এই যে এক্সাম আসছে,
আবার কি এক্সাম আসছে?
সেমিস্টার এক্সাম আমার।
ও আচ্ছা,
ম্যাম পড়বো?
হ্যাঁ বল।
Peace. Behold, it comes in mind. The power that is not power. The light that is in darkness. The shade in dazzling light. It is joy that never spoke, and grief unfelt, profound. Immortal life unlived. Eternal death unknown. It is not joy nor sorrow, but that which is between. It is not night nor morrow, but that which joins them in. It is sweet rest in music, and pause in sacred art. The silence between speaking, between two fits of passion. It is the calm of heart. It is beauty never seen, and love that stands alone. It is song that lives unsung, and knowledge never known. It It is death between two lives, and lull between two storms. The void whence rose pressure, that where it returns. To it the teardrop goes, to spread the smiling form. It is the goal of life, and peace its only home.
Good, Bernini.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
ম্যাম
very
আমরা
nice.
কি এটা দুবার রিপিট করবো নাকি একবারই?
মানে
মানে যে যে বললো সে কি মানে আবার বলবে, মানে সবার হয়ে গেলে আবার কি আবার রাউন্ড হবে?
না, আর আবার তুমি তখন এখন আমরা টু অ্যান আর্লি ভায়োলেটটা প্র্যাকটিস করব।
ওকে
এটা
ম্যাম।
তো বড় পোয়েম ছিল, তাই জন্য আমরা আরেকবার প্র্যাকটিস করে নিই।
ওকে ম্যাম।
Rima?
Yes, ma'am. Peace, behold, it comes in might, the power that is not power, the light that is in darkness, the shade in dazzling light. It is joy that never spoke, and grief unfelt, profound, immortal life unlived, eternal death unmourned. It is not joy, not sorrow, but that which is between. It is not night, not morrow, but that which joins them in. It is sweet rest in music and pause in sacred art, the silence between speaking, between two fits of passion. It is the calm of heart. It is beauty never seen, and love that stands alone. It is song that lives unsung, and knowledge never known. It is death between two lives, and lull between two storms. The void whence rose creation, and that where it returns. To it the teardrop goes, to spread the smiling form. It is the goal of life, and peace it is only home. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Anyone
So do
else?
we?
আর কেউ আছে? No.
I don't.
Yes,
হ্যাঁ,
ma'am.
তো শ্রমনা।
বলবো ma'am?
Yes, please.
Peace. Behold, it comes in might, the power that is not power, the light that is in darkness, the shade in dazzling light. It is joy that never spoke, and grief unfelt profound, immortal life unlived, eternal death unmourned. It is not joy nor sorrow, but that which is between. It is not night nor morrow, but that which joins them in. It is sweet rest in music and pause in sacred art, the silence between speaking, between two fits of passion. It is the calm of heart. It is beauty never seen, and love that stands alone. It is song that lives unsung, and knowledge never known. It is death between two lives, and lull between two storms, the void whence rose creation, and that where it returns. To it the teardrop goes, to spread the smiling form. It is the goal of life, and peace its only home.
All right. That was good, quite good. Now we move on to an early violet. Has everybody got the poem in front of them? Return to this was written to Sister Christine from New York on the 6th of January 1896. এটা তো আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি। And basically the background of this poem is the violet is a flower which in England or in those places, Europe, it is a flower which blooms in early spring. It's a spring flower. But sometimes this flower also blooms in late winter. So there's a lot of hardship, adversities. Those of you who have read A New Flower in chapter in our intermediate classes, you will understand there is a lot of hardship for the flower to really bloom and grow. And same with the life of a monk, or with there are lots of adversities. So I think a comparison has been drawn by Swami Vivekananda regarding the two. So, what though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast? What though no mate to cheer thy path, thy sky with gloom o'ercast? What though if love itself doth fail, thy fragrance strewed in vain? What though if bad or good prevail, and vice or virtue reign? Change not thy nature, gentle bloom, thou violet, sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked, unstinted, sure. It's a very short poem and a very sweet poem. And as you can see, Vishti ma'am, would you like to say something? Ball?
No, it's okay. Yes, Bonini.
ম্যাম দিস ওভারকাস্ট এন্ড ওভার এই প্রোনাউন্সিয়েশন গুলো আরেকবার বলে দেবেন?
Over. You don't pronounce the V very clearly. Alright, you don't pronounce the V very clearly. It's over. Thy sky with gloom overcast. Alright, what thou if bad or if good prevail.
Like or.
Or. This is Old English again, but
this is Old English again, So actually, I would like to again share something with you, like as it is an early violet which sometimes blooms in late winter, and conditions are not so in its favor. So actually, once on one of my several trips to Nainital, I got very beautiful flower. It is actually a flower that blooms in the hilly regions. It is a cactus rose, very beautiful. So I got it from there. So when I came back, that is when I was staying in Delhi then. So it survived there because Delhi, as you know, it's quite cold in winters. It comes down to as low as 2 degrees in winters. So it did survive for some time, but in Nainital it was sub-zero. So, but when as the temperature started rising, it went to 4 degrees and 5 and all. Then that flower started wilting, and ultimately it did die out. So but it tried to struggle, and I found, when I was about to throw away the flower, so suddenly I thought that let me see the roots, and I found that it had developed strong roots. And you won't believe that the upper part of the flower, that plant, it did look brown and wilted and died out, but I kept on watering it throughout the summer, and to my utter astonishment, come winter, it it was green again, and the size of the flowers was not as it should be, like I saw in Nainital, but it did flower. The size of the flowers was very small, but it did flower, no doubt. And so again, like even nature, it tries to survive against all odds. And as Priya ma'am will tell you that I have a special liking for gardening, and I have found my experiences tell me that all this what you said, what you find in YouTubes and all that, it is nothing. Like, acha, this flower will survive only in summer, this flower will survive only in winters, or this will grow only into the in the rainy season. No, plants, they try to acclimatize themselves according to whatever environment they get. So similarly, like the violet, he Swamiji actually was trying to tell his disciples that whatever adverse situations you come across, you you have to be strong. You have to bear all this and move forward.
Yes.
Ma'am, even I like gardening.
Oh, you like gardening? How beautiful, Rahini. So when I visit Bangalore again, I must visit your garden too.
I don't have big garden, I have small.
Okay, very nice.
Do you have flowers there, Rahini?
Yes.
Pretty is that. You can share a
Okay.
picture with us sometime later on.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Shabani ma'am has green fingers, so whenever she comes to my house, I have a few plants, and I'm not really a garden or a flower kind of person, but I just make her touch my flowers, so that they also grow with her magic fingers. So, yeah. Anyway, what though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast. So, talking about the bed of the daffodil, I mean the violet, even if there is snow and it's frozen, the earth where it's growing, what though no mate to cheer you up, there are no other violet flowers or other flowers to cheer the path. The sky with gloom o'ercast. The sky is pretty gloomy, and it's a gloomy picture Swamiji is painting, where there are only adversities and problems and disadvantages. He's building it up to a tempo. What though if love itself doth fail? The most important thing for perhaps everybody is love. And wherever love is there, then human beings thrive no matter what, even if you have less money or bigger problems. But if love is there, one really tries to adjust. What though if thy fragrance strewed in vain? The fragrance, that is the beautiful smell of the violet. That is what he's talking about. Strewed means when there is a wind and the fragrance of the flower goes hither and there, this way and hither, this way, that way. So that's why strewed. So that fragrance, it's all in vain. There's nobody perhaps to appreciate that. What though if bad or good prevail? We always want good things to prevail over bad things, don't we? All of us, we want the Russian Ukrainian war to end. We want again the world to become a nice, wholesome place. But no, but what if the bad things they become dominating and the good things become subservient, or they become subdued under the bad things, under the strength of the bad things. Bad things, evil things can have a lot of strength. So and vice or virtue reign. That is, vice is your sins and virtue is whatever good you have done, pap and punno. So if if vice gets the better of us, change not thy nature, gentle bloom. But don't change your nature. Sometimes we say, why do you have to change? Let others do whatever they want. You don't change yourself. You do what you think is right, what your conscience thinks is right. We do tell the people around us, just because the world is becoming different, you don't have to change your ways. So change not thy nature, gentle bloom, thou violet, sweet and pure. So he's praising this beautiful early violet, and perhaps I feel that he has actually written this to Christine, Sister Christine, and maybe she's going through a rough patch in her life, and he's trying to motivate her, encourage her. That is my assessment. I may be wrong, and I'll really get it from Maharaj tomorrow if I'm making up stories like this, but I feel that is my assessment. Thou violet sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume. But keep on doing your duty, your work. What is your work? Your work is to uh, give this perfume, give this beautiful smell around, and people will appreciate you in the end. And so even if you're not asked, nobody has asked you to do this, and for sure you will be appreciated. Even though there may be problems, there may be disadvantages, adversities, and all things bad subduing, all things good, and vice reigning over virtue. Yet you don't stop your own duties, you don't stop being your own self, don't change because of others or because of other things. Then you will see that ultimately the good things in life do prevail. You just have to be persistent enough and tenacious enough to hold out that much, that bit. We have had lots of problems, even with the last 2 years, Corona and everything, but we're the ones who actually survived, and we're still here. So, therefore, it talks a lot about human tenacity and patience and things like that. Mm, so, that is what this violet, from any of Swamiji's poems, you will get this motivation, this encouragement which he keeps giving people, and people feel, even if they do want to feel depressed, even if they do want to do things which he may not encourage, or he may not at all approve of, but once they read his poems and his words, they feel encouraged. And he had so many disciples all over the world, and with these kind of poems and literature, they and the letters that he wrote, they felt encouraged and wanted to get back into living, and wanted to go back into living healthy lives once again. So this is basically, it's a very simple poem, and it's a poem probably a mother would also tell a daughter or a son who is, not behaving properly, or is down in the dumps, or changing their character because of unlikely things happening around them, strange things happening around them. But the person is asking that don't change your nature, your own nature which is there. You are honest, you are whatever type that you are, the way I have brought you up with the right values. Just because things around you are changing, please don't change yourself. That is the idea. Now, one by one, you can start reciting, and then at the end, Brishti ma'am will once again read this poem out. So that's what we will do.
Yes, ma'am. Some people in our school, they'll come and they'll tell like this is wrong, this is right, and then they'll become so angry.
Yes, but you don't change your sweet nature. I am telling you that.
I won't.
Good. So, who's going to start?
Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, you may.
True and early violet. What though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast? What though no maid to cheer thy path, the sky with gloom o'ercast? What though if love itself doth fall,
Doth fail.
doth fail, thy fragrance stewed in vain? What though if bad over good prevail, and vice over virtue reign?
Virtue reign, yes.
Virtue reign. Change not thy nature, gentle bloom, though violet, sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked, unstinted, and sure.
Sure meaning certain, absolutely certain. Okay, so we need to work upon this a little more. Let the others say, and then again, like the last time, we'll probably have one more round if we have time today or the next day.
Yeah, and again, it is thou. THOU is thou. Thou means you. Thou violet, sweet and pure.
Okay, ma'am, that means you while.
Yeah, you talk again old English. Thou. Okay.
If I say, "Thou art a sweet girl, Rahini," what does it mean?
You are a sweet girl, Rahini.
Good. All right, Bernini.
Yes, ma'am. To an early violet. What though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast? What though no maid to cheer thy path, thy sky with gloom o'ercast? What though if love itself that fail, thy fragrance strewed in vain? What though if bad over good prevail, and vice over virtue reign? Change not thy nature, gentle bloom, thou violet, sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked, unstinted, sure.
All right, Srijata.
Yes, ma'am. To an early violet. What though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast? What though no mate to clear thy path, thy sky with gloom o'ercast? What though of love itself doth fail, thy fragrance strewed in vain? What though if bad or good prevail, and vice or virtue reign? Change not thy nature, gentle bloom, though violet, sweet and
Thou.
pure. Sorry, ma'am. Thou violet, sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked, unstinted, sure.
Good.
I want to clear one thing. Somebody saying something like what I have before me is the third line, which says, "What though no mate to clear thy path?" But some of you are pronouncing saying to cheer thy path.
Yeah,
Which one
it
is
is
correct?
cheer. It is to cheer.
But what I have got in front of me says clear thy path.
No, in that Bani, that book, I am following that. It says to cheer thy path.
Okay, but what I have, some this
What about the
uh,
others? What do you have? Clear or cheer?
Cheer,
Clear,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I'm cheered.
Cheer, cheer.
Ma'am, I have clear what Maharaji sent us a link some days
yeah,
before. I got it.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am, there only.
Yes,
The word
and
was clear.
whatever.
clear.
Yes, Maharaj has sent it. No, that link. It says clear.
Yeah, exactly, ma'am.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
that's
But
not what it,
previously, ma'am,
it's
but
cheer.
previously what Maharaj is shared, that is cheer.
Yeah,
Then
that
which one is
PDF
right,
in
ma'am?
that
On
PDF
on the
file, that
PDF
is
file,
cheer.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that is cheer. अच्छा
তাহলে ম্যাম
देखिए
কোনটা হবে?
Cheer, cheer, cheerleader, a cheer.
আচ্ছা তো what though no mate to cheer thy path?
What
Yes.
though no mate মানে কোনো বন্ধু নেই to cheer thy path.
Okay, ma'am.
Although both of the cheer and clear, both of them make some sense.
Makes
if you think
sense.
about
Yeah,
it.
both
Yeah.
of them make sense.
Yeah, but I think it is, when you are feeling down, so there is nobody to cheer you up that way.
Is cheer.
So 3 cheers. All right. Go ahead. Keep going. আর কে বলবে এখন?
May I, ma'am?
Yes,
Yes,
Rima.
Rima.
To an early violet. What though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast? What though no mate to cheer thy path, thy sky with gloom overcast? What though if love itself doth fail, thy fragrance strewed in vain? What though if bad over good prevail, and vice over virtue reign? Change not thy nature, gentle bloom, thou violet, sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked, unstinted, sure.
Right. Nobina?
Yes, ma'am. To an early violet. What though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast? What though no maid to cheer thy path, the sky with gloom overcast? What though, if love itself doth fail, thy fragrance strewed in vain? What though, if bad over good prevail, and vice over virtue reign? Change not thy nature, gentle bloom, thou violet, sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked, unstinted, sure.
সমনা বলেছিস?
না ma'am.
বল.
To an early violet. What though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast? What though no mate to cheer thy path, the sky with gloom overcast? What though of love itself doth fail, thy fragrance strewed in vain? What though if bad over good prevail, and vice over virtue reign? Change not thy nature, gentle bloom, thou violet sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked and stinted sure.
Okay, so you got everybody একবার করে বলে নিয়েছো?
Yes,
So the next Okay, so the next day I was thinking we will do the living God. এটা তো একবার বলবোই আমরা. We will all recite it to an early violet, and I was thinking about doing the living God. Is that okay, Shabni ma'am?
yes.
Yes, yes. We'll do the living God.
Yeah, fine.
ম্যাম এই
Anything
কবিতাটা
হ্যাঁ বলো।
বলছি এই কবিতাটা কি একটু আস্তে পড়া হবে না একটু মানে রিদমে
হ্যাঁ, এটা একটু আস্তে পড়া হবে because see violet ভীষণ dainty flower. It's a very dainty flower.
soft, yeah, and this is a very soft poem also. The
হ্যাঁ
a
মানে
mood of
তুমি
the
ওরকম
poem is
যুদ্ধে
very soft.
যাচ্ছি ওরকম করে রণংদেহী হয়ে কিন্তু পড়া যাবে না।
Ma'am,
All right. So it
recite
is
করবেন?
very, yeah, because see, it is telling the violet. See, last টা তো ভীষণই সুন্দর। মানে Swamiji is telling his disciples, do not change your nature. তোমার কাজ কি? You are supposed to spread the gospel of love. the gospel of sacrifice among people. So he has, equated the fragrance of the flower with the good deeds. All right. So that is why he has said, so beautifully, change not thy nature, gentle bloom, thou violet, sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked, unstinted, sure. Okay, I'll just read it out once. All right, do correct me if because I have opened this link now. What though thy bed be frozen earth, thy cloak the chilling blast? What though no mate to cheer thy path, thy sky with gloom overcast? What though, if love itself doth fail, thy fragrance strewed in vain? What though, if bad or good prevail, and vice or virtue reign? Change not thy nature, gentle bloom, thou violet, sweet and pure, but ever pour thy sweet perfume, unasked, unstinted, sure.
All right. So that's it. Any other queries, anything else? Only when in school we were taught that the word, the alphabet W, I have told in my classes also, it has a whistle. Like if you're whistling, J
What?
sound ta berobe, what? ওরম করে W টা বেরোয়, and V টা বেরোয়, you just take your teeth upper set and press it on your lips. ভি যেভাবে কেটে ভি বেরোয় ওইভাবে এই পোয়েমে অনেকগুলো ভি আছে, ভায়োলেট,
Love,
ভাইস, ভার্চু,
violet.
ইয়েস। সো অল দিস ভিজ ওইভাবে কেটে বলতে হবে, মানে গোল গোল করে
মানে
না, বাট
নিচের লিপটা উপরের দাঁতের সঙ্গে লাগবে
yeah,
ওরকম ভাবে।
your teeth will descend on your lips and the sound that will come out, V, that way. So try it. I'm sure you all are trying it now wherever you are. So try it and do it, and the next day we can have a go at this.
Ma'am, like
Okay.
when?
Yes, vain. Vain, Victoria, various, all the V's are supposed to be said like that. You know, in the proper English way, it's said like that. And I'm like to Indianize করে নি, Victoria,
আমরা তো
Victoria.
সবকিছু ইন্ডিয়ানাইজ করে নি, আমরা তো চাইনিজ ফুডটাকেও ইন্ডিয়ানাইজ করে নিয়েছি।
Yes, I guess. So on that note, good night, everybody.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night, everyone.
I hope
Good
you
night,
enjoyed
ma'am.
your class,
Good night,
each and
ma'am.
Good
everyone.
night, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Yes,
Bye,
ma'am.
Rahini dear.
Yes, ma'am, we are enjoying your classes.
We are learning a lot. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
great.
Thanks,
How are you, Priya,
everyone.
ma'am?
I'm okay, Rima. I'm okay. And how are the students? Are you in touch with Shyam and Sanjay ji?
Not really, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine. ठीक है. Okay, चलो. Mrishti ma'am,
Okay,
bye bye.
bye.
See you.
Bye.
Nobina,
Yeah,
bye
see
bye.
you.
Yes.